So we have the Unit 1 study guide. Oops. Over there. Well, go over there and look. We're not lying to you. So Unit 1 study guide answers and how to get them. So for the first one, it says to find all the factors of the following. So we had to find 36 and also 42. So we have to find all the factors. Now this is the time when the divisibility rules are going to come in handy, because right away you can tell if certain things are possible. Right away you know that through the divisibility, you know that 36 is even, so it goes into 2. You know that 3 plus 6 is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, so you know it's 3. Then you think to yourself, is it divisible by 4? The divisibility of 4, the rule is that it has to be the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, and you can think to yourself, okay, that is really close to 40, and you know how 4 times 10 is 40? Yes, we all know, Mr. Smith, because we know our math facts. Yes, it can. So you know there's 4 less than that. Wait a minute. 4. You know that it's 6 because there's 2 and 3. Okay, there's a lot of them for these ones. 6, what's the next one? Yeah. 9, it is 9 because 9 times 4. Yeah. 12. And the next one is, what you got? 18. Then we have, is that all of them? Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah. There's that one. So we could do 1 and we could do 36 also. So then we have 42. 42, once again, there's 2. What? I said 2 and wrote 4. Okay. What's another one? What's the next one? 3, because 4 plus 2 is 6. And the divisibility rule for 3 is sum of the digits. Okay, Kenzie? 6 is also 1 because you know that it has to be 6 because 2 and 3 is there. And if it's those 2, then it is. Annabelle? What about 1? 1 is a factor, but that's a given. 1 goes into everything always. Hi. Okay. So 2 and 3, if it's divisible by 2 and 3, you know it's going to be divisible by 6. Jack? 7, yes, because 6 times 7 is 42. Yes. 21. Hi.
Thanks so much for that.
That's all right. We're gonna
1 to 2 sides instead of 2 to 2.
Gotcha. Yeah. When they said that one of them had a backside, I'm like, I know exactly what happened. Well,
Yeah.
we'll just work through it today.
We're adjusting one problem on a test, the number line where you had to.
Yeah, that one's rough.
It was off a little bit.
Okay.
We're adjusting that. I'll get the test to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Is there a digital copy so I can make room for? Did you get the email?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because I have a couple who.
The Word document.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So, can I help you find something? Did you check the drawer, like right above the knees? Sorry, I don't know. You're welcome. Where were we? 21. Okay, there's also 14 in there because 14 times 3. See, have you guys seen that before? Once you crawl your way up, all you do is just do the other side of the multiplication. Yeah. So 14 times 3. Then we have, what do I have next? 21 times 2. See that? 6 times 7. That's how you can check yourself. So there's no wreckage. All right? We don't want any wreckage. That's what you should have for all those. Did anybody have anything more? Did anybody have any less? Had a couple less? Okay, which ones did you miss? Orchestra. 3, 14, and 21? Okay. Yep. The way that you can check yourself on that one is to multiply or divide 42 by the ones that you missed, or the ones that you have, and that's how you pick up the 14 and 21. Okay? Abby. 42 is an even number. Correct. Yep, and that's the divisibility rule. Beautiful. Good memory. All right, so those are all those. Let's go to number 2. Number 2. Number 2, we had to find the GCF and the LCM. They're asking 2 questions. Look at that right there. It says, find the GCF, the greatest common factor, and the least common multiple. Now, when I was a kid growing up, I would confuse the two between what are they looking for, greatest common factor or least common multiple. And I thought of a way to remember, or I thought of a way to teach you guys a good way to remember which one is the big number and which one is a small number. Okay, so let's look at this a little bit. Think about this. Greatest common factor. Now, greatest common factor, remember, think about factors. We just did factors on number 1. Are those numbers big? No, they are not. They are smaller than the actual number. Because a factor is stuff that can be multiplied together to get a different number, right? So the greatest common factor. But the thing is, the thing that gets confusing is that word says greatest. Right? Don't you think the greatest school of all, the gigantic Lincoln Middle School, that looks even bigger than it is. Right? Doesn't it? Okay? Oh, it looks huge. Driving up this street here, and then you're like, oh, it's still going. So the factor, this is the part that tells you that it's going to be something smaller. Then we have least common multiple. This is the thing that tells us it's going to be big, right? When you multiply things, don't they get bigger? Well, as long as you're not doing a fraction. But when you multiply things, it's getting bigger. You awake? Okay? But the thing is, the part that gets confusing is this means big, this means small. This means small, this means big. The way for you to remember this, just imagine the biggest gymnast on the Chinese gymnastics team. Then think of the smallest lineman on the St. Louis Rams. Okay?
Is that pun intended?
Huh?
It's like a stick figure?
Not at all. It's just, I'm not going to draw like a piece of art here. Okay? Think of this. This is the biggest small person. This is the smallest big person. Does that make sense? So it's saying the greatest common factor is saying the biggest small number. The least common multiple is saying the smallest big number. Because a multiple is going to be bigger, a factor is going to be smaller. Just as long as you focus on the last word, it'll help you remember which is which on the test tomorrow. Okay? Any questions on that? Yes? Okay. Okay. Did that help anybody talking about how the biggest? Okay, good. So for number 2A, I'm going to work this out and show you how many people did the ladder method for the GCF. Okay? How many people did the list method for the GCF? Okay, people who didn't raise their hand, what'd you do? Use ladder method at least once, so you could use it both of them. But so you did what? You did one of each. Okay, got it. So for A, we have the GCF of 18 and 24. So I'm going to do the ladder method. I'm only taking primes for division. Only taking prime numbers for division. So I took 2 first, 9, 12. Next, I'm going to take a 3. 3, 4. They don't have a common factor, so I'm done, stuck there. So I have to multiply these two numbers together, and I get the GCF of 6. greatest common factor is 6. Then I'm going to use the list method to do least common multiple. So now I have to do the multiples of these numbers. So through continuous addition, I have 24. Next I have 48, 72, 96. Always do the biggest number first. Always do the biggest number first. Why aren't you writing this? You should be writing this considering you skipped that one. Okay, to be perfectly clear, the reason why I'm working these out is to make sure that you're doing the methods correct. To make sure that you're doing the methods correct. All right, that's why I'm explaining this all throughout. I see a couple people that have scratched out their incorrect work. Good, that's why we do this. Okay, then multiples of 18. I have 18, 36, 54, 72. Boom. So that is the smallest big number that I just came across. The smallest big number that they have in common. When you multiply them, that's what you have. LCM. 72. See how that works? See how the factor is a small number? The multiple is a bigger number? Okay, the multiple is going to be a bigger number than one of the two of them. Sometimes it might even be in there. Any questions? Yes, ma'am. Right, and that's why I did the whole reminder of the smallest lineman on the Rams. It's going to be huge. Huge, yes. You can. Because what you would do is we didn't do that in this class, but what you would do is it makes an L, and you do 2 times 3 times 3 times 4, which is 72. You could, but I don't want to teach you something new the day before the test. I'm just verifying what Kenzie learned somewhere else. Okay. B. Stop. For B, we have the same situation. I'm going to use the ladder method again with 12 and 18 because it said at least once. It said at least once. Or, did anybody use the list method on this one? You didn't? You use the list method? Okay, you use the list method? Okay. Is that all right if I use the ladder method again since most people did? Okay. If you get a different answer, I can look at it for you. So I'm going to take a 3 out. I have a 4 and a 6. Take a 2 out, 2 and a 3, and I'm done there. My GCF. GCF is 6. And my least common multiple for this guy, let's see here, I'm going to list it out. It is 36. So I have 18, 36, and I know that 12 is 24, and then 36. There's 36 right there, LCM, 36. LCM, 36. Okay, number 3. Number 3. The Band-Aids are going to be... Where does she keep them? I think it's... Yeah, they're there. I think. You know that's what they were. Yes, Abby. You want to do the distributive property one?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you get for your answer for the distributive property?
I got 3 times 7.
Good, that is correct. 3 times 7. plus 3 times 9. And the distributive property is, remember, they're distributing whatever's outside the parentheses into the question. So this 3 gets multiplied here. This 3 gets multiplied here. So it's going to be 3 times 7. You have to keep that plus sign. 3 times 9. Yes?
Just to say that if you have the answer to that whole question, like after the distributive property, wouldn't you have to say that the answer is multiply 3 times 7 and then 3 times 9 and that
That's exactly what that is. Yep, because that's why it's the parentheses. With the order of operations, that's what the parentheses have you do first. Yes? Nope. What numbers are you trying to do? Are you trying to use different breakdowns of finding that final answer? Did you have the sum of 16 somehow different? Is that what you did, like 8 plus 8? Okay. Tomorrow on the test, it's going to be just like this, just like it is on your paper. Don't use any numbers other than what they give you, okay? That's what it's going to look like. Don't use any other numbers. That way you don't confuse yourself, and also it's straightforward and just the way we've been doing it when we did this a couple weeks ago. So it's 3 times 7, 3 times 9. All right, number 4. Number 4. That one I'm just going to give you the answer. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to explain it. So it should be 3 6/7. It's kind of faded in there, all right? But that's what it should have said. So if that's the case, the way that you do that, once again, if you remember, we multiply the denominator times the whole number, and you add the numerator. So 3 times 7 is 21, and 21 plus 6 is 27. Oops. That is incorrect. 3 times 7, 21, plus 6 is 7. Okay, good. That's good. That's why we do this. On 5, okay, I believe you. This one here, 5 times 12 is 60, plus 11 is what? 71. 71 over 12. Any questions on that? You good? All right. How are we feeling about this test? Yeah? Good. Good. So we're going to do one more of these for number 5, and then we're going to jump down to the circles, and then we're going to do the backside together. Yep. Yep. This side, the copier messed up. The copier messed up. Is there a hand up just then? No. Okay, number 5. We want to make this improper fraction into a mixed number. Remember, a mixed number has a whole number and a leftover fraction. Okay? Has a whole number and a leftover fraction. The way that you're going to do that is you're just going to do 40 divided by 7. I know that 5 is 35. So I have a remainder of 5, which comes out to be 5 and 5/7. 5 and 5/7. Now this is showing all of your work. It's possible, because that one's pretty quick, that you could have done a little bit of that in your head. Yes? No, those are both prime numbers. Yep. Question was, can that be reduced? And no, because they're both prime numbers. For B, you should have 3 1/4. For B, you should have 3 1/4. If you have 3 2/8, you didn't reduce. Make sure you reduce. Yeah. You did not do your homework, did you? All I see is blue. How is there like a pencil shortage? I don't understand how you guys don't have pencils.
I have a lot of pencils. I bought like a 25.
Okay. But to answer your question, Karstens, to answer your question, no, because it's every day at about this time. So I need you to start doing your business before. Got it? Or getting a drink or whatever it is. Bring a water bottle if you're thirsty. Okay. For number 6, apparently when that was being laid out, it was off a little bit. But the ones that are obvious are 2/4 should be A, 5/5 should be B, H as in hi, hello. 9/12 should be about D as in dog. 2/8, there's not one that goes there. It's not even close to that. But yeah, I guess you could put E, but it's human error. 0/3 it should be F. 9/10 should be B as in boy. And then 2/3 is about I as in incognito. Listen, I said that it's off, so there's not any that are going to be right. I said the ones that are obvious are those ones. Gosh, you see that? They just like... You didn't answer everything, you died. That kind of scary. 2/3? Oh, it's a number that's less than 1. No, the 2/3 to me looks like I as in I don't sing. Yes. Can you see the evidence? They don't line up, but knock yourself out, sure. C for 1/3? Yeah, that could work. All right, for these circles, we have to shade in 2/3. And it's going to be about a peace sign for thirds. Okay? It's about a peace sign for thirds, and then you have 2 of these guys filled in. It doesn't matter what 2. It doesn't matter what 2. Well, extra credit in cooking class for you. All right. So then we have 8ths. And if we could just split it in quarters, and then you just go half again. Now, whenever we have one like this, I do want you to put them all with the pieces together. Okay? Don't do random ones out. I don't want to see one chilling by itself. Yes, that is 5/8, but I don't want you to make any silly mistakes. For example, if you had these 4/8 shaded, it's like I forgot how to use this program. Okay, here we go. If I had these 4/8 shaded in, and then this guy over here, yeah, that is 4/8, but I want you to keep them or 5/8, but I want you to keep them together, please. So it'd be like that. It would be much better colored in, but I don't feel like getting out a different pen. Okay? So is it true if you have one of these that are chilling out here for having 5/8? It is, but I want you to put them together, please. Okay? I want you to put them together, please. 3/4. That one's hopefully very easy for you. There's multiple ways that you could do this. You would have everything shaded except for one of them. Don't erase. Aha. Okay? Like that. You could also do it a couple different ways. Did anybody do it like this?
That's what I did.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so you like that one more. Good. I'm glad I did this one. So you would have everything shaded except for one of them. Threw you off. Okay? Good?